Hi Flosstube, I'm Annie and I am the Proper Stitcher, and welcome to episode 129. If this is your first time joining me, I am so glad you stopped by today. This is a channel where I like to talk about cross stitch and hopefully give you inspiration to fully finish your projects. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your continued support, all of your wonderful comments you send my way. I appreciate each and every one of you. Before we get started in today's video, I first wanted to say to all of you who are in Florida that you have been on my mind, you've been on my heart, you've been in my prayers. I've been thinking of you all, and I hope that you were able to seek shelter, evacuate, get to higher grounds. I hope that you had minimal damage and that you were all safe, but I've been thinking of you all and praying for you all. And I was so glad to see a lot of you post today on social media that you were safe from Hurricane Milton, but I just wanted to let you know I've been thinking of you and praying for you all. Today's video is going to be very difficult for me. I've already started and stopped probably 5 times now. I get emotional when I talk about this, but I'm going to get through it as best I can. So if I cut it short or if I take a lot of breaks, that is why. But today's video, I want to come to you to talk to you about Hurricane Helene that came through the southeast 2 weeks ago. And I know a lot of people aren't aware, or it took a while for them to become aware of the significant damage and loss of life from the hurricane. We have family in the area. We have family that lives in Northeast Tennessee. We have family that lives in Western Carolina. Unfortunately, where we are in Knoxville, Tennessee, we did not have any damage. We did not have any problems, but our neighbors and sister states and counties were not as fortunate. Specifically in Western North Carolina is where my efforts for today are going to be focused. My sister-in-law lives in Black Mountain, North Carolina, which is been on the news a lot. It's about probably maybe 20 miles northeast of Asheville. And when people think of Western Carolina, primarily they think of the Asheville area, but there are so many communities surrounding Asheville. And a lot of these communities are very rural, they're very mountainous, and they're very difficult to get to. So my sister-in-law lives in Black Mountain, North Carolina, and it is an area that was significantly affected from Hurricane Helene. Not just the rain and the flooding that was coming through, but then they had mudslides and dams that were breached, and towns have been completely decimated. They are gone. There is nothing there anymore. The mudslides and the damage that was done from these the dams being breached is very significant. But to hear my sister-in-law tell the story of how she survived was very hard to hear, and the things that she saw and the things that she described. So thankfully she is safe. She is here with us. She got here a week ago. She was able to come off the mountain. But when you think of these mountain towns and these mountain communities, it's not just the main town. It is the winding roads that take you up the mountain. These people, when they lost their everything, they lost their homes, they lost their cars, they lost their life, they lost their roads, so they lost power, they lost water. But when they lost their roads, they also lost satellite, they lost Wi-Fi, they lost everything. They lost all forms of communication to the outside world. And when we think about that today, it's a very scary thought that they were stranded literally on the mountain with no way of communicating. It was 48 hours before we finally heard from her. And for Matthew and I, for 48 hours, we were scourging, we were just looking through social media, trying to see any glimpse of life, of where she was, just to get any information. It was almost like we were being little detectives on social media, but that was our big form of source of information for the longest time, because the news was not able to get into these communities. And what I've heard, what I saw on social media, and what was very heartwarming was how these communities were coming together, how these neighbors were helping neighbors. She managed to seek refuge up. She kept going up to higher ground until she finally found a house. And there were about 10 other people there. They didn't know each other, but they were all doing the same thing. They were looking for higher ground. And just to hear the stories is just amazing, and it's a miracle that they're alive. Some people were not as lucky, but to hear these stories and to see these neighbors coming together, and to see strangers helping each other, and these people helping each other in a time of need, is very inspirational, and it's very heartwarming to know that good is out there. They were able to communicate. Finally, someone came in with a helicopter that knew the homeowner where she was, and they were high enough up where a private helicopter could come in and bring them a Starlink. So they were able, which is a satellite service, and that is how she was able to contact us. So it was it was a little over 48 hours after the last communication we had with her that we found out that she was alive. So that is a very long time to go without knowing how a loved one is if they survived something horrific. And what's heartbreaking is there are so many family members that still do not know or have not heard from their loved ones. So there are many, many thousands of stories like this. And I'm not even doing the stories justice. I'm just bringing to light and trying to get you to this reason why I'm here with you today. Last Saturday, Sandra with Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City contacted me. Similar stories in she has family in a town in Marshall, North Carolina. The town's wiped out, the town's completely gone, and they have been decimated and are still trying to work their way out of this horrible tragedy. So she contacted me last Saturday and said, Bonnie with the Nebby Needle was in the store, and they were talking about what we can do in our community, in our cross stitch community, to bring not only awareness to this region, but to what can we do to help them? What can we do to support them? And so she said, can you and Bonnie just come for a meet and greet next Saturday? I said, of course, I can do that. And I said, what if I designed something for you? And she said, how about a Christmas ornament? It's like, perfect, I can do that. So we were just brainstorming. We were just trying to come up with ideas of what to do. And so she asked me to do an ornament. So I did. I designed an ornament, and I'm going to share that with y'all. So I designed an ornament, and what we are going to do is on this Saturday, October the 12th, I will be in Johnson City at her store, Cross Stitch and Crafts, and I'll give you all these details, all the addresses and list all of that for you. But we're going to do a meet and greet. We're going to do come and support efforts for Hurricane Helene and for the small towns in Western North Carolina, specifically Marshall, North Carolina. And we're just going to come together as a community and try to do what we can to support this community. Bonnie with the Nebby Needle has also designed a pattern. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's amazing. Everything Bonnie does is amazing. So we are going to come together and do that. I asked Sandra, can we make this available for PDF as well, not just paper pattern? And she said that's fine. Yes, because I know obviously you all can't come to her shop for this meet and greet and for this fundraiser. So what we've decided is we will be there for the day on Saturday from 10 to 6. However, the pattern I designed will be available in her store for a month, for 30 days. So you may call her store and place an order. or for a paper pattern or for the PDF pattern. So before I get into all that, I'm already getting ahead of myself. Let me take a sip of tea, and then I'm going to show you the pattern I designed. So when she said, let's do a Christmas ornament, I immediately started thinking of what brings me peace and what brings me joy and what brings me comfort. And often, I've said it before, it's music and it's songs and it's hymns. And in this case, since we're talking about Christmas, it's Christmas carols. So I said, what about Go Tell It on the Mountain? And she said, I love it. So here is Go Tell It on the Mountain. And this is just a Christmas ornament. And I'll give you all the details like I always do. But this sweet little ornament is a very quick stitch. It has this wonderful zigzag top and bottom border. Let me get my glasses. I can't see anything. Let's see. So we have snowflakes. Let me come in so you can see it. We have several trees, like a mountain scene. We have a beautiful little cabin with the smoke coming from the chimney. Just seems warm and cozy. We have cardinals. I love to see cardinals. And then we have just subtle greens and cranberry colors. And I had it finished into, and I'll tell you all about that, into this, it could be a door hanger, it can be a Christmas ornament, or it could be something that you have out year round. But let's go over all the details on Go Tell It on the Mountain. First off, here's your pattern cover. Go Tell It on the Mountain. And just like all of my patterns, it is printed on high quality paper, and it is full color. So let me read to you some thoughts that I had on the back of this. And I had my good friend Melissa with Stitch with Mel help me with this, because she is so good at helping me find my words. And I say that a lot, and I thank you, Melissa. And I thank you to all of my close friends who have checked in on us. I really do thank you all so much. But let me just tell you a little bit about this. So Go Tell It on the Mountain. And then this is just something I wrote on the back of the pattern. I want to read it to you. I bring this design to you in a time of uncertainty and grief for many. I was asked to participate in a fundraiser for our dear friends affected by Hurricane Helene. I knew immediately I wanted to continue my series of songs, words that bring hope to us during a season when so many are experiencing so much loss. Go Tell It on the Mountain is a song about bringing good news of Jesus' presence to the world. I can just hear the shepherds and wise men as they left the manger, anxiously traveling to the next town where they could spread the word of hope born in the dark of night. As we support our neighbors and friends, let's stitch together and share the love of our craft and friendship with those who need it most. Go tell it on the mountains that there is hope. So Go Tell It on the Mountain. The stitch count is 91 wide by 60 high. The finished size on 36 count, I stitched this on 36 count. The finished size is 5 inches by 3 3/8 inches. The fabric I used for this is 36 count baklava by Grace Notes Fabrics, using 1 strand of floss over 2 linen threads. The floss colors that I used are a combination of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, The Gentle Art. There is a DMC conversion provided. The finishing cord was made using DMC 936, which is the color conversion for the darker green. And then I used Tilda green from the green, from her Christmas collection this year. It's just a lighter shade of green. I have to thank a special thank you to my friend Jan Hall for her beautiful finishing talents. I reached out to Jan. She lives here in Knoxville, and I said, Jan, I need your help. I knew I wanted to do the cording and to finish it into a hanging ornament, and I have never done that with the cording before. So, and Jan has given me ornaments in the past finished just like this, and I wanted her help. And so she met me and she helped me with stuffing the pillow because she does a really good job of that. But she helped me with finishing the cording. So easy. I don't know why I haven't done that before, but we used the Krynic tool. We used one skein of the DMC 936 to make the cording. If you have not done that, I highly recommend trying it. It is so much fun, and plus I also felt like I was using a power tool. It was so cool. But she did a beautiful job with this, and she sewed it on for me, and just look at how she just did the corners. So what she did is she went all the way around with the cording, and then there was enough of a tail that she used to make the hanger. So it's all one piece of cording. Maybe one of these days we'll do a video on that. I also watched how she did a blind, or I think she called it a blind running stitch, and she just did a perfect little closure at the bottom. So all of those, we'll do a finishing time together maybe. I don't think Jan will come on with me, but I'll get all the details from her and I'll do one. But this was so quick and easy to make. And also a special thank you to Sandra with Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City for organizing this fundraiser. So let's go in the details on how you go about ordering this pattern, because I think I've been all over the place. The cost of the pattern is $8. 100% of the proceeds, 100% from on Sandra's side and my side, 100% of the proceeds will go to the Hurricane Helene relief efforts in Marshall, North Carolina for 30 days. So you can order this pattern directly, only one place, directly from Cross Stitch and Crafts. You may order a paper copy or a PDF copy. The paper copy I showed you, I'm looking for it, it's right in front of me. Paper copy, and it will come in my regular resealable bags, or a PDF. So if you choose to do PDF, Sandra, they will take your payment information over the phone. They'll write down your email. They will send me the email or a list of people that I need to email the PDF to. I will be the one who will send you the PDF pattern. So I told Sandra that I wanted to keep this going, not just for one day. So we came up with 30 days, so for a month. So between, and I'll have to look at the dates. I believe it's November 12th or 9th, whatever. It's Saturday to Saturday, 4 weeks. I'll list it below, that this pattern will be available in her shop. After that time, I will visit with Sandra. I'll see if she wants to continue to do this in her shop. And I'll come back and let you know what we decide to do after 30 days, what we decide to do from there with the pattern. But this is just one way that I wanted to provide some help, some assistance, some awareness to the people in this region. It is very real. Winter comes very early there because this is a higher elevation. It is already cold there, and a lot of people left with no shoes. They left with just the clothes on their back, and it was in the morning. So my sister-in-law was in her pajamas, ran out of her house in her pajamas. And I just think of the elderly. I think of the small children. I think of all of these people that not only did they lose their home, but they lost their community and they lost their towns. So it's a lot. It's a lot for us to understand, especially if you've never been to this area, if you're not in this area. The roads are gone. It's major infrastructure rebuilding that will need to take place. But then you throw on top of that the heartache, the stress, the trauma, the sadness that goes along with it. So what better way to show our camaraderie, our support through stitching, and to let the people know in this area that we are thinking about them and that they are not alone. We can't be there to help. We can't be there to do everything that they need, but we can let them know that they're not alone. So Go Tell It on the Mountain is just a sign of hope. So I will list all of the information below on where you can order it, but Cross Stitch and Crafts, if you have your pen and paper, I did forget to say, grab your pen and paper at the beginning, but Cross Stitch and Crafts phone number, I will list it below, but if you can't see the show notes, let me just read it to you. So write this down. The phone number to Cross Stitch and Crafts is 423-610-0441. So it's 423-610-0441. And if you want to come in person, I will link the address below. I will also link their email below. They have only asked that you do not call them until Saturday, so don't call too early. A lot of people were starting to call today after they saw my post, and I appreciate you all being so excited. But Amy is working alone. Sandra's not in the store, and they just asked, can we wait and have the phone calls start coming through on Saturday? Be patient. We don't know what to expect. We don't know how many people will call, but be patient. If you call and there's no answer or busy signal, I'm not sure how it works with the shop line, call again. You're also welcome to email me. My email is listed below. It's theproperstitcher@gmail.com. But to eliminate any confusion, only email me if you really cannot reach them, and we can figure out a way to get you in touch with them. But Sandra said there are 2 phone lines, so I told her I'm happy to help answer the phones too. But on Saturday, I will post what Bonnie's piece looks like. I will make a photo post on both my Facebook page and on my Instagram page, so that if you want to purchase Bonnie's as well, you can see that. So let's take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to go over the giveaways from last week, and then we're going to wrap this one up. And hopefully I remembered everything, but if not, send me an email with any questions you may have. So let's take a quick break. I'll be right back. Before I go into the giveaways, I wanted to show you all the colors that were used in Go Tell It on the Mountain. I should have showed these to you before, but these are too pretty not to share. So we have Classic Colorworks Tea and Biscuits, Hickory Sticks. We have Classic Colorworks Campfire, just such a pretty red. We have Classic Colorworks Pebble Beach, Pine Needles, which is the equivalent to DMC 936, which was used to make the cording. We have Classic Colorworks Weeping Willow. We have the Gentle Arts Toasted Barley, and the Gentle Arts Chalk, and Whiskey with Weeks Dye Works. But here's the beautiful part. When they are all together, they make just such a beautiful winter scene. So look at all these colors together. So I will list all the colors down below. So if you want to ask when you call to have them, when you call to order this, if you want to have it kitted up, you'll have those colors ready if you need any of those colors, so you know what you need. But I just love them. Okay, so last time we were together, I said that I would have some giveaways, and Shelly Fry with Antique Needleworkers has shared some of her new patterns with us. So we have 2 sets of these to give away. If you ever want to enter to win a giveaway on my channel, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment below. So here are the winners for this. We have 1 set going to Glee Hansen, 4775. The second set goes to Karen Jones, 256. And then I also am giving away 5 PDF patterns from my Etsy shop. And all you do, if I call your name, email me which pattern you would like to receive. Glee Hansen and Karen Jones, please email me at theproperstitcher@gmail.com your addresses, and I'll get these in the mail to you. So the PDF winners, 5 of you. Betty Larks, Larks, 8134. Jilly Bean L, 66. Edie Frazier, 2932. Rebecca Journey, 3183. Becky McNabb, 4501. So just email me and I will attach whatever PDF that you would like to that response. Speaking of my next releases, all of the latest events have sort of delayed my Christmas releases, so be patient with me. I will probably limit what I'm releasing now due to time constraints, but it'll probably be the first or second week of November before I have my Christmas releases ready to go. I had to put those on the back burner for a little while. So be patient, though they're coming and I'm excited to share them with you, but I may have to hold on to some for next year. So with that being said, thank you all so much for your support and your excitement and your enthusiasm for all of my efforts and everything I do. I appreciate you all, and please keep the people affected by Hurricane Helene in your prayers. Of course, anyone who has suffered any kind of natural disaster or currently experiencing any loss or heartache from any of the hurricanes that have happened this season. But I just keep them all in your prayers. But thank you all so much. And I will see you all Saturday in Johnson City. Look for more posts on my social media for updates. And I will also share what Bonnie has created for the hurricane relief efforts as well. So until next time, thanks and have a good time.